Hello everyone. A while back, OpenAI released the possibility to create images using DALL-E inside of ChatGPT. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and it turns out that it's actually possible to do that inside of Superagent as well, and it has been for quite some time. So today I'm going to show you how to create your own image generator inside an AI assistant. And the end goal is an assistant that works similar to this. So you can ask it to generate an image. It will firstly create a prompt that is fit for Stable Diffusion XL, which we will be using today to generate the images. And it will try to reason, and you can also make changes to the prompt as we see here. And in the end, it will generate an image for you. So this is what we're trying to achieve. And there are some prerequisites, of course, to this. And so I have started off by creating a Replit template to run this agent or to create this agent. And as you see, I have a predefined prompt here that you can use or tweak if you have some extra steps you want to add in order to create a good prompt for Stable Diffusion. We also need to add some environment variables. So we have our Superagent API key, which is found in the Superagent dashboards under the, dashboard under the settings. And we have the OpenAI API key, which you can find inside of the OpenAI dashboard. And then we also need the replicate API key, which is a new dependency for this tutorial. The reason for this is that we are going to use replicate's Stable Diffusion model to generate the image. And so these are the prerequisites that you need. And of course, you need to install the Superagent TypeScript SDK as well. So first thing we need to do, as always, is to set up our LLM, large language model. And we will use the OpenAI one, and we will use the OpenAI API key to do that. Secondly, we need to create an agent. So in this case, I'm just going to call it the SDXL assistant, an assistant that can generate images using SDXL. It's active. I pass in the prompt that we have generated above, and I've also decided to use GPT-4 for this tutorial. You can use GPT 3.5 Turbo as well, but I've decided to use GPT-4 this time. So the next thing we need to do is to create a replicate tool. And that's quite simple. So we start off by running this method, tool create. We add a name, Stable Diffusion XL API. We add a description, useful for generating images. And then we set the type to replicate. This is the important step. And this also has some metadata that we need to pass into it for it to work properly. So the first thing we need to pass in is our replicate API key, which we defined in our environment variables. And then we also need to pass in the model that we want to use. And in my tutorial, I'm using this model. And you can actually find that model by going to any of the, models that you have here. I've chosen this one, and you can go to the API tab and you'll find the string that you need here. So that's the model that we're going to use for this tutorial. And as you see, I've pasted that in here. The next step is to connect the LLM to the agent and then connect the tool to the agent as well. And of course, invoke the a function that does all of these steps. And in the end, when we run this, we want to see that an agent is created inside of our dashboard, Superagent dashboard. So I'm just going to go ahead and press run. See what happens. So it's gonna run, and there we go. Assistant is misspelled, but I'll fix that. There we go. It's generated successfully. So what that means is that we should have two things inside of our Superagent dashboard. First off, we should have the stable Diffusion XL API, which we do here. And then we should also have a SDXL assistant somewhere here. So let's search for that. There we go. There is the SDXL assistant. And we need to make sure the prompt is correct that we added. We need to make sure that the model is correct and that it has access to the Stable Diffusion XL API. So let's try it out. Gonna start by just saying hi. I want to create an image of a cat. Sure. So first thing is to create a prompt. So how about this prompt? A cute and fluffy domestic cat sitting comfortably on a soft cushion. I want it to be in the forest. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, a cute, fluffy domestic cat exploring the vibrant and lush forest. That sounds pretty nice. Okay, now it will connect to the Replicate API and to the SDXL model on the Replicate platform and generate an image. This can take a couple of seconds. Usually it takes between 10 to 15 seconds to generate the image. It could take longer as well. But here it is. So it's generated the image from Replicate and took that URL and pasted it in here. So we can, of course, tweak the prompt to do a bunch of different things and ask for more information from the user. But this is basically how it's done. So as you see, we have a pretty nice picture of some forest cat here. And we can ask to create more images and style it in whatever style we want. But this is the basics of it. So quite simple, just a couple of lines of code, and you'll have an assistant that can generate images with Stable Diffusion XL. In the future, hopefully, OpenAI will release an API to DALL-E as well, the new version of DALL-E. And in that case, we could use that as well. So thank you very much and hope you have a fun time coding. Thanks. Bye.